Thanks for tuning in to this chapter of Manchester United's season on Tears of Joy. Please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. The win against Spurs was oh so satisfying, easily one of the most complete performances of the season. However, any great result would lose some of its impact if not followed up with another encouraging performance. And United would get a chance to carry on the momentum as they faced Chelsea at Stamford Bridge after a short turnaround. Unfortunately, leading up to the match, the eyes of the media were solely focused on the actions of Ronaldo towards the end of the match against Spurs, when he was seen leaving the pitch early. The situation only got worse when Ten Hag confirmed that Ronaldo had, in fact, refused to come on the pitch. The club would release a statement stating that Ronaldo would not be part of the matchday squad for Chelsea. How big of a miss would he be? Come matchday, these were the starting 11s for both teams. Ronaldo was nowhere to be seen as expected, as Rashford continued to lead the line. Ten Hag's first choice 11 was well and truly taking shape now, as Shaw and Casemiro seemed fixtures in the squad. Chelsea had a new boss at the helm, Graham Potter, who had beaten United 2-1 while still in charge of Brighton earlier in the season. Reece James was out with a long-term injury, but the rest of the 11 looked strong, with Potter not yet suffering a defeat as Chelsea manager. A fascinating amalgamation of storylines. How would the match pan out? For the first 8 minutes, the match was largely played in United's half as Chelsea held possession. United weren't helping themselves with a few horrible passes, as De Gea plays it straight to Jorginho. He luckily fails to control it and the ball bounces to Eriksen. Eriksen plays it to Casemiro, who passes it through to Bruno, who passes it back to Eriksen as United's midfield trio work in tandem. Eriksen plays in Shaw down the left side, who is in all sorts of space as Sancho occupies Chalobah. He gets all the way to the edge of the box before unleashing a powerful strike, but it goes just wide. And it was the exact same pattern of play 4 minutes later, as the ball goes from Casemiro to Bruno, to Eriksen, to Shaw. Shaw this time plays it across to Bruno on the edge of the box. Bruno finds Antony coming in field. Antony takes a touch and fires, but Kepa is able to get a hand on it. Chelsea, to their credit, came straight back as Azpilicueta comes charging forward from the defensive third. He's allowed to just keep running as he makes it all the way into United's third before playing it out to Mount. Mount plays a great cross looking for Aubameyang, and it would have been an easy tap-in if Varane wasn't alert to the danger. 20 minutes in, it was United who were in control now, winning the ball up high and finding themselves inside Chelsea's box. United lose the ball high, but they immediately press. Eriksen goes to engage Loftus-Cheek and wins the shoulder-to-shoulder against a much larger opponent, allowing Casemiro to sneak in to win the ball. He plays it to Bruno, who plays a first-time dagger through ball with his left foot towards Rashford. Rashford is one-on-one with the keeper and he tries to poke it through Kepa's legs, but he's able to close the doors just in time to prevent a goal. The finish wasn't there again from Rashford, but game after game he was getting into greater positions to score. And not too long after, Casemiro wins another challenge and pokes it to Antony. Antony plays the ball in between the two pressing Chelsea players, and Rashford is on his way. He keeps going and going, all the way into the box where he gets off a powerful strike, forcing Kepa into yet another save down low. It was getting so bad for Chelsea in fact, that in a rare moment, Potter decided to make a non-injury related first half substitution, bringing on Kovacic for Cucurella. The substitute got involved right away as he tries to play in Sterling. Shaw reads it and is able to get a foot in, but the ball still ends up in Sterling's path. It's Martinez's turn to get a foot in, but this time the ball loops up towards Aubameyang. Aubameyang shoots towards goal, but doesn't get clean contact. De Gea is at full stretch and the ball bobbles past his hand and then the post by a whisker. Chelsea had the momentum now as they win the ball up high. Mount plays it to Sterling inside the box. He then pokes it to Aubameyang, who's all by himself. Dalot tries his best to lunge in and get a toe in, but the ball evades him. But he seems to have done enough to throw off the striker as the ball evades him as well, and squirms away for a goal kick. It was United who came back next with a golden opportunity. Martinez dives in front of Sterling to win the header, and the ball lands perfectly in Bruno's path. Bruno does really well to hold off Jorginho's challenge and play a perfect through ball for Antony. Antony takes a lovely first touch to set himself up. He hits it hard with his right foot and must score. Kepa is rooted, but the ball whizzes agonizingly past the post. What an unbelievable chance. Half-time stats would read like this. United were dominant early on, with 4 shots on target to Chelsea's 1, and should really have been ahead a goal or two. United also had the edge in possession as they played the majority of the match in Chelsea's half. The second half would commence, and only 6 minutes in, Ten Hag would make his first substitution of the match, as he brought on Fred for Sancho. Chelsea came forward in the 56th minute, as Sterling plays it wide. Varane lunges in for the interception, but is unsuccessful, and immediately collapses to the floor in a very concerning moment. Aubameyang lays it back for Jorginho. Jorginho dinks it towards the back post. Sterling tries to find a wide open Loftus-Cheek as no one picked up his run, but the execution is poor and Shaw is able to head it away. It was an emotional sight at the stoppage of play as Varane was inconsolable on the floor. The replay would show him grabbing at his right hamstring, and fans could only hope that it wouldn't be a serious injury. He'd eventually leave the pitch though, to be replaced by Victor Lindelof. The game drifted on until the 76th minute when Bruno found himself on the left wing. He comes in field and shoots, but it's a straightforward save for Kepa. 2 minutes later he found himself in shooting position again, but this one goes talking to the moon. Ten Hag made 2 more changes in the 80th minute as McTominay and Elanga came on for Eriksen and Rashford. Just minutes after coming on, McTominay would be involved in a penalty incident. Chilwell swings in the cross. As McTominay makes contact with the header, we can see substitute Broja down on the ground. Then we hear the referee's whistle shortly after as he gives the penalty. On replay you can clearly see McTominay wrap 2 arms around him, and he just refuses to let go, until Broja dramatically flops to the floor. Yes, there was an element of a dive, but it was a horrible decision by McTominay. Jorginho steps up to take his trademark hopping penalty, and calmly slots it in after sending De Gea the wrong way. Chelsea won, United 0, in the 87th minute. Surely, this was 3 points lost. United didn't give up though, as they pushed for an equaliser. Shaw chips it up to Elanga in tons of space. Elanga gets inside the box and plays a cutback. The ball flashes just past the oncoming McTominay, and just behind Antony. United came back again with a long throw from the right side. Dalot's throw bounces around and is eventually cleared by Pulisic. The ball lands at Fred's feet, and he lays it off to Shaw. Shaw swings in across towards the back post. Casemiro leaps like a salmon to get clean contact with his head. Kepa goes flying to his right to get his fingertips on it, but the ball's momentum carries it onto the inside of the post, and back along the goal line where Kepa can grab it. The United players are adamant that the ball had crossed the line as the referee checks his watch, and they are sent into a frenzy as the referee gives the goal. How's that for your first goal in a United shirt? The goal decision system would get involved, and it would show that it's literally a game of inches, as the ball just about ends up on the right side of the line. Hero Casemiro. Chelsea won, United won. And that would mark the thrilling end to a competitive match. Full time stats would read like this. United finished the match ahead on possession, total shot attempts, and shots on target, as they battled for control in a closely contested match. But despite a slight edge in statistics, the match would finish 1-1. A draw snatched away from the jaws of defeat in the 94th minute. Casemiro was the hero as he capped off yet another commanding display in the middle of the park with a towering headed goal, his first for the club. He was well and truly settled in now, and oozing class with every touch. The match in its entirety was a fascinating tactical battle between 2 very good managers. Ten Hag's side was dominant early on, forcing Potter into a first half tactical substitution. This gave Chelsea more of a foothold in the midfield, and the match would be a scrappy one until the end. McTominay certainly did the team no favours, as he gave the referee no choice but to blow the whistle. And Varane's injury was a killer blow to the squad, as the partnership between he and Martinez was becoming one of the best in Europe. But those negatives aside, United put in a solid display yet again against a very formidable opponent, as they largely limited Chelsea's chances and edged possession metrics. This was how the Premier League table looked at the conclusion of matchday 13. United remained just 1 point behind Chelsea and Newcastle in 4th place, as they had their eyes set firmly on a top 4 finish. The next match would be the reverse fixture against Sheriff Tiraspol at Old Trafford in the Europa League. Would United get a win to force a last day showdown against group leaders Real Sociedad? Join me here for chapter 16 of United's season. So that's the end of this chapter. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Manchester United content. If you're into FIFA career mode, check out my second channel, Tears of Joy Gaming. Bicycle, hit that like button on the way out. Until next time, peace.